Hey, Jim here from K2 Concepts. Going to go over the film table today. You guys asked for a video. We're going to shoot a couple of them in the next couple of days. One of them was on clear, how I do it, which ought to be hilarious. But anyhow, wanted to go over the plan table. Also, stay tuned at the end of this video. I got some really big announcements for the farm. Alright, I laid my plan table out roughly 7 by 4. I couldn't get 8 foot out of it. It was just too much, but 7 was fine. Actually, it's just a little bit under 4. When we originally did this, we had a piece of stainless steel, and we broke it 3/4 of an inch down in each way, so that came out to 46.5. Now, when we buy these mats, they're at 48, so I got to cut a little bit off each one. These mats are pretty cool. These are from signwarehouse.com. They're the Endura mats. They're a self-healing mat. The thing I like about these mats is that they allow us to put parts here, and I can back tape on them without scratching the part. We go through them rather quickly. That's the downside. For us, we're going to end up buying one of these probably every 6 months. For you guys out in the field or out there that don't do the kind of production work that we do, you can probably, it's going to be a while, but we cut anywhere from 100 to 200 times a day on this thing, and it takes its toll. You can see up here we already cut through the mat, and then so we spun it, and now we're cutting through this. It's just brutal. We could probably stagger stuff, but you get in a rhythm, and it's more effective for us just to buy a new one. But anyhow, we have a piece of 3/4 inch particle board underneath it for support. It's an angle iron, 1.5 by 1.5 inches. Doesn't support a lot of weight. I left the bottom open down here. Wasn't quite sure what we were going to do with it. These tubes that hold our pattern are irrigation tubes, 3-inch irrigation tubes. They were cheaper than PVC by far, a lot cheaper. And I just cut them up into like 3-foot lengths and stuck them behind there. So actually I cut them into like 40-inch lengths, so a full meter fits in there. That's kind of how we dictated that. And then you have the bottom with big steel wheels on there at the front. Those are fixed. Back here at the rear we have the swivels. The reason I like wheels on a lot of the stuff here in the shop is because you can move it out of the way and sweep underneath it and kind of keep your shop a little bit cleaner. It's a little dirty right now, but at least we have the ability to do that. Over here, I welded in a leg and put a little shelf so we can keep all of our gloves, the masks for when we're shooting activator, tape for the films, alcohol to clean the table off, and razors. And also we can set, if you're drinking, you can set a soda down here. What I do, and I tell people, especially my students when they come in, rule number 1, never put anything liquid on the table. Coffee, water, what have you. Never ever put anything liquid on the table, because what'll happen is, sure enough, somebody's gonna knock it over, and then you're gonna wipe out a film. You know, if you have a roll here, it's got, you know, I think this is about a 250 meter roll or 300, I forget. But anyhow, once it gets on that, it's ruined. So don't take a chance. Never ever put anything liquid on the table, coffee or otherwise. Speaking of that, a little Corona for the haters. It's nice at the end of the day. All right, now we broke our table up into, you see the marks here, this is a 1 meter. So if you have a 1 meter pattern, like this Rebels from Ozarks here, 1 meter pattern, right in the middle is 50 centimeters. Also, you can roll it out to 50 centimeters. So you can have a 50 by 50, which is pretty much half your tank if your tank's a meter wide. It just helps you gauge the material. That's all it does. But that's the way we did our table. Some guys do it differently. Some guys put marks with Sharpies and stuff like that. The problem is once you clean it off, because sometimes we will get a little bit of overspray from the activator, what happens is the Sharpies, you know, they go away with alcohol. So what we did was put a little tape. When I had it in metal, I would dimple it. But I do think that this Enduramat's the way to go. So we're gonna keep buying those. Anyhow, that's it. That's it for this one as far as my my film table. All right, big announcements. First of all, you guys have been hearing a lot of stuff about the K2 brew and the Hydrographic. The K2 brew has not been for sale. It is now for sale. It's we opened up the website last weekend with a soft launch. I only told a couple people, but you can go to k2shoponline.com. That's k2shoponline.com. We will have a link to it on the forum. If you haven't heard of the forum is k2forums.com. And secondly, we are going remote. For those of you that haven't heard, we are offering remote training sessions. First one's in Kansas. That would be the week of the end of April, 28th, 29th, right in that area. Information's on the forum. If you want to sign up, you're going to have to get a deposit in to us so we can reserve you a seat. There's seats are selling pretty fast, so if you're at all inclined to have training, can't get here to California, the first remote class will be in Wichita, Kansas at Kansas Hydrographic Shop. We have put out 2 more feelers, one in Ohio to Mid-Ohio Hydrographics, the other in Florida, Cutting Edge Hydrographics. Looks like those might be 2 locations, but as far as we can tell, those will be the next spots for the next remote. So Kansas is the first one. It's between Ohio and Florida for the second one. Also, for you guys that watch over in the UK, we're trying to get together with Hydrographics and plan a trip over into England. Yeah, I'm flying to England. Probably have to be a real quick turnaround, but it looks like we're going to try to put together a class out there, probably maybe once a year. I'm not a big traveler, but we've had a lot of requests. So again, K2 Shop Online, you can buy the Hydrographic and the K2 brew. We will be having shirts on sale there for the forum, the k2forums.com shirts. We will have activator guns. That's the next thing that a lot of people have been asking us, pre-set up activator guns. We will have our training classes on there, so if you want to reserve a training class and come here to our Palm Springs location, that will be up on there. One thing at a time, but right now we just have the activators and the training, and then we'll go from there. And that's it. We got a lot planned. We've got some, you know, sponsors now. We're entertaining more sponsors, just bringing them on one step at a time. It's just an awful lot to do. We have a review website set up for patterns out there where we can review and interact and see which patterns look good, which activators make them look good, which colors make them look good. All that based on information from you guys and you know, the research that we've done here. So that's in the works too. We got a lot going, so join the forum at k2forums.com. That's k2forums.com, or you can email me at k2forums@gmail.com. It's K2Forums with an S. And that's it. I hope you're having a good day dipping. We'll talk to you soon.